Hooray, art with us.
Do you remember the first time you saw the girl with a pearl earring? Try to recall the feeling it left you with. I bet, just like me, you couldn't simply walk past it without taking notice. But why did I feel the need to see the painting so much?
What brings viewers back to it again and again?
And why I'm still not bored of it?
Why?
In fact, I can't say the same about Da Vinci's Mona Lisa. Do you also prefer Girl with a Pearl Earring over Mona Lisa? Let me know in the comments. I'm super curious.
Welcome to our channel. Join us,
Pavla,
and Peter, on an artistic journey as we delve into the captivating world of Vermeer and his masterpiece. However, it wasn't always an iconic figure. We don't know who Vermeer initially painted it for in 1665 to 66, but it eventually ended up in the collection of his patron. It was later sold by his son-in-law, lost, and then resurfaced 200 years later when a collector purchased it for a meager sum of 2 guilders, slightly less than $1. It was only after a thorough cleaning that its true value as a Vermeer was revealed. Following the collector's death in 1902, it was donated to the Mauritshuis in The Hague, where it has been displayed ever since.
I believe there are 3 qualities that make the girl with a pearl earring so alluring. First and foremost, it is undeniably beautiful. The vibrant blue and yellow tones of the girl's headscarf against the dark background, the skillful rendering of the glistening pearl with just a few brushstrokes, the masterful play of light and shadow on her radiant skin, and the captivating depth of her eyes all combined to create a work of sublime beauty.
The second captivating aspect lies in the girl's familiar gaze. Though we may not know her identity, there is an intimacy in her gaze that makes us feel like we know her. We mistake this connection for familiarity. However, in reality, we have very little information about her appearance, not even basic details like her hair or eye color. With her face partially turned away, the contours of her features remain elusive. Her look is universal rather than specific. In fact, the painting is not a portrait of a particular individual, but rather what the Dutch refer to as a tronie, the representation of an ideal type, such as a soldier or a musician in this case, a young beauty.
This brings us to the third and most potent quality of the painting, its mystery. We are left wondering about the girl's identity and her thoughts. Likewise, Vermeer himself remains an enigma to us. He spent his entire life in the Dutch town of Delft, married a Catholic woman, possibly converting himself, resided with his mother-in-law, and fathered 15 children, 4 of whom were buried before being baptized. He faced financial troubles multiple times and dabbled in art dealing alongside his career as an artist. Yet, our knowledge about him is limited to these scant details and his body of work.
Vermeer is known to have created 36 paintings, many of which depict women engaged in everyday activities such as pouring milk, writing letters, or playing lutes. However, we have no insight into the identities of these women, although they are likely members of Vermeer's household. Consequently, we remain unaware of the relationship between the girl adorned with the pearl earring and the artist himself.
The expression on the girl's face is deliciously ambiguous. Is she happy or sad? Is she pushing us away or yearning to engage with us? And who exactly is the us she is looking at? She gazes at the painter with a curious and wide-eyed stare, leaving us to ponder what Vermeer did to elicit such a reaction from her. The painting becomes a portrayal of a relationship.
When we contemplate this masterpiece, its immediate beauty attracts us, and the familiarity it exudes satisfies us. Yet, ultimately, it is the lingering mystery that entices us to return again and again, in search of answers that elude us.
Beauty, familiarity, and mystery are the very qualities that transform the girl with a pearl earring into an iconic masterpiece. It is akin to a song that ends on a penultimate chord, drawing us back in the hope that this time the final note will be struck, the painting will reveal its secrets, and the mystery will dissipate, allowing the girl to finally be left alone.
This video is just a taste, and if you want to explore the entire work of Vermeer and more, click here.
Don't forget to let me know if you prefer Girl with a Pearl Earring over Mona Lisa in the comments. I'm super curious to hear your thoughts. Thank you for watching.
Take care with love and art.